everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are testing out the LSRC S7S. It is a foldable brushless motor 5G Wi-Fi FPV, 1000 meter control distance, 25-minute flight time, 3-axis mechanical gimbal, and also electronic image stabilization. GPS RC quadcopter ready to fly. So taking a closer look, it is looking pretty nice, all in black. We have the brushless motors and the leaflet style floppy props. We also have LED lights in both of the front arms and LED lights in both of the rear arms. And also we have LED lights up in the front here. And there is the 3-axis mechanical gimbal. And it includes the 4K camera, but we do not have a built-in DVR. Now there is what looks to be like a micro SD card slot, and I thought it was at first, but it is not. You can clearly see some circuitry sticking up in there. So the recordings will be to the phone app and thus to your camera roll of your phone or device. The app is called the LS Drone Wi-Fi app. It is a free downloadable app in the App Store, so go ahead and check it out. It will record 4K photos and 1080p videos. And on the bottom, we do have an optical flow sensor camera. We have 4 LED battery level indicator lights and the power push button on and off switch. The battery bay is in the rear. Just press this right here to release the battery. Pull it out. Now the battery is a 7.6 volt 3000 milliamp lithium ion battery. Now it is said to be good for about 25 minutes of flight time. Charge it up via the micro USB port using the provided charge cable. Slide it back in and it will click into place. The remote controller is looking familiar, and the form factor seems to be a very popular one. We have about a 2-inch LCD display screen with the familiar MJX style display. We have flip out antennas that are just for looks. We have the pull out phone holder. And on the left shoulder, we have a rotary dial, and it is to change speeds. Speeds 1 and 2 can be had. We also have the photo and video button, short press for photos and long press for videos. And on the right shoulder, we have another rotary dial, and this one is for the camera tilt. And we have the GPS return home button. In the front, we have the GPS on and off button here. We have the gyro and the compass calibration button here. We have the 1 key to take off and 1 key to land button. We have the power sliding on and off switch and the headless mode button here. Now both sticks at the bottom and out will arm and disarm the motors of the quadcopter. Charge up the built-in battery via the micro USB port in the rear with the provided charge cable. Alright guys, so let's get started here. So what you want to do is long press the power button. Okay, after the ESCs have sung their song, go ahead and power up the remote control. Automatically binds. So next thing you want to do is, whoa. Okay, the beeping is because we have acquired the necessary satellites here, the GPS satellites. The count right now is at 10, and all it requires is 8. So right after it acquires 8 satellites, it will beep. And when it loses below 8 satellites, it will disconnect with GPS position hold. And once it goes above 8 again, it will beep again. So you might hear beeping going on, and that is the reason why it is beeping. So keep that in mind. When it goes below 8 satellites, it will disconnect. And when it goes above 8 satellites again, it will beep. So keep that in mind. So what you want to do next is go to your device, like your phone. In this case, I'm using my iPad. Go to your Wi-Fi section of your phone or device and connect with the Wi-Fi network of the quadcopter. You don't need a cellular service on your device for this because it is the Wi-Fi transmitted from the drone itself. So it is called the LS Drone Wi-Fi network. Go ahead and connect to it. Unsecured network, it's okay. All right, once connected, you can go to your phone app, and it is called the LS Drone Wi-Fi phone app here. Let me go ahead and tap on it, and it is a phone app enlarged to fit the iPad screen. So go ahead and hit start. And there you go, we got Wi-Fi FPV. And it says the aircraft is located and ready to fly. That means we got GPS position. But with any GPS quadcopter, you are going to have to calibrate the compass first before you take off. No matter if you took off from the same location over and over again, just to be sure. So with this quadcopter, long press the calibration button to initiate the compass calibration. There you go. Lights in the rear are blinking, and on the app you see that the quadcopter is rotating. So you want to rotate it horizontally until a beep is heard, and that is not the beep. That is the beep coming from the satellite count. So rotating it. Okay, there you go, the beep. And the graphics on the app is telling me to vertically calibrate, either with the nose down or with the nose up. I'm going to do it with the nose down. Okay, that is the annoying beep I was talking about. Okay, double beep. That means compass calibration is complete. So the aircraft is located and ready to fly. All right, next you want to do the gyro calibration, and that you can see from the front light. So short press the calibration button. Lights are blinking. Once they go solid, gyro is calibrated. Now we are ready to go. We have acquired our home point because we have acquired all of the necessary GPS, and everything is calibrated, so we can go ahead and fly. But if you are still waiting for the GPS to get acquired, more than 8 GPS satellites, you can still take off by turning off the GPS mode just by hitting the GPS button. Okay, so it is in ADI mode or non-GPS mode. You can go ahead and take off even though you haven't acquired all of the necessary GPS. Both sticks to the bottom and out will arm the motors, and you can go ahead and take off, but you do not have GPS position hold. So turning the GPS back on, and right now I do have all GPS satellites locked in, but if I didn't and the rear lights were still blinking in green, I will not be able to take off. So if I do the both sticks to the bottom and out, the motors will not arm at that moment, but you can, like I said, take off in the ADI mode. So right now it is completely calibrated. The gyros are calibrated, the compass is calibrated. So what we are going to do is go out there on the field, and I'm going to go ahead and pre-do all of the calibration, and we're going to go ahead and take off. Okay, so let's go to the field. Okay, it's beeped again. It's telling me it's ready to go. Aircraft is located and ready to fly. So let's take some photos real quick. So I'm going to pick it up and let's go ahead and check it out here. Let's do some rolls. Oh yeah, looking good. Let's do some pitch. 3-axis gimbal and yaw as well. Ooh, the yaw is kind of rough. Okay, let's take some photos. So let's go ahead and switch up the camera to video mode and start recording a video. And I'm going to leave my iPad on this table and we'll come back to it in a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this thing out. We are ready to go. So let's see if the 1 kilo takeoff and land works by itself. Hey, Yes, it does. Very slowly. Arms the motors and it takes off by itself. And look at that. Holding position. So we got optical flow sensor as well as the GPS position hold. And yes, I am recording. Alright, so let's get it angry. But let's push it out there a little bit so I'm not too close to the car. Alright. Looks like it's doing a very good job of holding its position, guys. Okay. There we go. It's getting angry. Now it doesn't shoot back to its original position. It kind of like gradually goes back to its position. Alright, let's do that one more time. No, it's deciding to stay right where it is. So it doesn't like spring back to where it was. Alright, so let's check this out. Speed control button. Okay. Okay, speed 1. Okay, that's full pitch. Full yaw turnaround. Okay, coming back this way, full pitch. Let's do a full yaw turn. There it is. Okay, so not the quickest in speed number 1. But nevertheless, speed number 1 should be perfect for taking nice videos. And let me just check out the video quality real quick. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. 3-axis gimbal, so horizon is level even though you're turning around, but I see some breakups. It's unfortunate it doesn't have a SD card slot, so you can record videos without all this breakage. Okay, coming back, but it does take some smooth videos. It kind of wanders off a little bit by itself, a little bit like it's rotating left and right. Once again, okay, I'm getting prop strikes from the shade, from the sun. Go this way, and I'm just pushing forward straight. There you go. Okay, so that was speed number 1 and some video quality there. Heading back, let's go to speed number 2. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more speed. You know, it's all right. You don't have to go too fast with these type of quadcopters anyway. Beginner Wi-Fi GPS quadcopter. And let's do the full pitch, full yaw right here in the front. It seems like it's basically about the same as the speed number 1. Yeah, so nice and slow. Alright, so let's leave it right there. And let's see, camera tilt. Oh, I can go up. Oh, I can go up pretty high. That's the highest. So it goes beyond the 0 degrees. And let's keep it steady and hold it. Okay, almost 90 degrees, I guess. That's about 90 degrees. So you can intermittently go up because it doesn't have a proportional servo. So it just have a single speed servo. So you can either go up or go down. And look at that. Perfect. Yeah, nice. Pretty good. Okay, so headless mode. There you go, headless mode. I'm flying in a spin and pushing it out. And I pull it and it's gonna come back towards me. Headless mode. Very handy if you lost your orientation and don't want to use your GPS return to home to come back home. Okay, so let's go right about here, and oops, let me first establish our home point. It's a GPS quadcopter that took off from the table. I don't want it coming back to the table, so let's go ahead and land it right here, and let's do the 1 key to land. There you go, 1 key to land, and it's basically in the middle of the landing pad. Motors turn off, so let's go ahead and turn it back on. Uh-oh, it doesn't want to turn back on. Let me arm the motors. I'm going to go ahead and manually take off. Hey, it doesn't want to stay on. Okay, there we go. Holding steady. Let's take it out right about here and hit the return to home. Okay, rises up in altitude. Pre-designated altitude, and heads on backwards. Now, I didn't even go into the settings to change any of the parameters, so as soon as it lands, we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, nice and slow. It does not slow down, it's just one speed coming down. It doesn't stop at about 6 or 7 feet. Okay, let's see, motors do turn off. Alright, okay, alright, let's take off one more time. Okay, it doesn't want to hold its position in height for some reason. Okay, why is that? Okay, it wants to just come home. And look at that. Maybe I need to turn off the GPS return home. Cancel that out. Okay, let me go ahead and arm it. It doesn't want to stay armed, so I'm forcing the throttle up and letting go, and there you go. Now it's holding position. So when you do the return to home, once it lands, you got to turn it off because it will continue to just come down if you take off again. So it's one of those quadcopters you got to turn off. Okay, so let's see if I can retake control while it's coming back home. So hitting the return to home. Okay, going up, and once it starts to head on back, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the return to home again. Okay, so there you go. I've retaken control of the quadcopter. Alright, and you know what? I'm coming back this way. I'm also in headless mode. There you go. Now I'm in head mode. Don't forget to turn off your headless mode either. And don't forget to turn off your GPS return to home button once you utilize it. Alright, otherwise it'll keep coming down. Okay, there you go, landed. And the motors do turn off. And let's go into the settings here. I'm low on battery too. See, flying distance, you can maximize it to 1200. Flying height to 120, and this is to calibrate. And the circle radius, when you do the circle me, you can change that up to 50 meters from 5 meters. Okay, leave it at about 10 meters and hit save. Okay, set successfully. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this thing out here. Arming, and it's staying armed now. Okay, let's see what happens if I turn the remote controller off. Does it have a fail-safe return to home? So here we go. Turning it off. Turn the remote off completely. And yes, it does have a fail-safe return to home. Nice. Not one of those that you gotta turn off the phone app as well. You need both of them to disconnect. Well, this one you just disconnect with the remote control, the hard remote control, and it will perform the fail-safe return to home. So it's coming down. Let me turn it back on, and yes, you can retake control once it reconnects with your remote control. Nice. Hey, it's pretty good so far. Now I have only one battery, and it is already showing me 20%, looks like. So we'll see if it has a low voltage return to home. I'll push it out this way. Yeah, not yet. Doesn't look like. Wonder if it's gonna give me any kind of a warning, like beeping or anything. Okay, the breeze is coming from that side, and the breeze is starting to kick in. Earlier it was so calm, but now it's starting to kick in, and it's supposed to get downright windy later on. 20-25 miles an hour winds today again, every day basically. So I'm pushing it out. Look at how far I'm going. That's beyond 100 meters. Yeah, 150, maybe about 200 meters already. 300, according to this. 400, and I still got good video. 500, according to this. Oh, now I slowly kind of losing video, and it's going in and out. Alright, let me go ahead and pull it back, because I can't even see it. Okay, I'm pulling it back. Pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling it back. Closing in, 400. 300 something. I see it now. Yeah. Clear skies. It was kind of hidden. Backdrop of the mountains. Oh! It's beeping. And let me let go of the pulling back. Oh, it doesn't come home. It's just staying still. But it does warn you that it is in low voltage. And hopefully this is low voltage phase 1. Okay? I brought it back, but it's not doing anything. Okay? So let me push it out. Let me see what happens here. Aircraft low power, it says on the top left corner. Okay. Oh, there's a geofence. It just bounced off of geofencing. So let me turn around and head on this way. Okay, it's going. It's going. Looks like about 30 meters or so geofencing. Okay. Oh, there you go. Maybe 20. There you go. I cannot push it any further than that, even though I want to push it. See, it bounces off. There you go. Yeah, it bounces off. Alright, so you are limited to this radius. So my suggestion or recommendation is go ahead and land your aircraft right now in this phase. You don't want to deplete the battery too much, okay? But this is a test of this quadcopter, and that is my job to test it out. And we want to see what happens when it hits critical low voltage. Does it land by itself in the spot, or does it come back and land where it took off? So we're just gonna meander around within this radius, the geofencing radius, and see what happens to it. The wind change directions is coming from that way now. So let me just hover right about here, so the wind's gonna help it out. Okay, still beeping, and let's see. Yep, everything is working good, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the recording, so I have that saved. I still have the on-screen recording, so make sure I got one recording saved just in case, you know, it does happen. I've been reviewing quadcopters for a while, and many of times I've lost video, even on-screen recording video sometimes, and I have to redo the whole thing the following day because I've lost video clips. And weather doesn't cooperate, then it takes longer. So it's not a one-day job. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes longer. Yeah. All right, we're still flying. The wind's picking up. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear the wind now, because it's just blowing. And let's see, wind test. Look at that, holding position, man. Not bad. Pretty damn good. Wow. Let me turn the GPS off. Okay, it's got the optical flow, but it's just moving with the wind. That's the wind speed right there. Let me hit it again. Okay, there you go. Holding position. Okay, it just started to go, man. Okay, let's see here. Uh-oh. It's behaving strangely as soon as I turn the GPS back on. It's kind of going side to side. You can see that? On the video, I'm pretty sure you can see it. Yeah, it's going side to side. Hopefully I didn't mess that GPS position up. Oh, hey, there you go. Fast beeping, and the critical low voltage return home kicked in. Is rising up in altitude and is heading back home. Hey, not bad. LSRC S7S. Pretty decent beginner, entry level, Wi-Fi FPV, GPS quadcopter, ready to fly. Go check it out. The product link to purchase is down below. You can just check out the specs, and it is coming down. It doesn't stop, but it's slow enough coming down, and it's gonna come really close to where it took off from. Very nice. All right, guys. So that'll do it for this video of the LSRC's S7S, the GPS quadcopter. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.